welcome back to another
Boys!
episode of Stop. So many people think that that is what YouTube algorithm wants. But what if I told you it just wasn't? I mean, would you even believe me? I sure wouldn't believe myself, considering my subscriber count and lack thereof. But if there's even one thing that being a college student has taught me, it's that I can research anything on the internet. What I found has nothing to do with cheesy YouTube intros or any get viral fast kind of content. But before I get into how simple it actually is to grow a media presence on YouTube, and I didn't say easy, let me introduce myself. My name is Matt, a 21-year-old college student with aspirations for success, whether it's in YouTube or in my degree. I decided on January 21st that I wanted to commit to doing YouTube in most of my free time. I kept notes and sticky notes, made a Google Doc with a plan. I even reached out to my friend who's a talented editor. For the first few weeks, it was going good. I was able to record and focus on my media presence, and my editor, he was able to focus on his craft and improve. We were able to bounce ideas off of each other like nothing. This video did better than this video, but not because this video was better. It's because YouTube treats new channels differently than already established channels. It got pushed out more intensely than the other video because YouTube was trying to find the niche of my channel. Unfortunately, here lies my graveyard. Like the other 80% of January resolutions, I succumbed to Quitter's Day. And it turns out most people quit their New Year's resolution after the second week in January. I quit like everyone else, a mere 14 days after starting. My editor and I both, as accountability partners, slacked and missed a week. But like we could just pick up where we left off, right? Like it's not a big deal. We missed 1 week, we can go back at it. It'll be like nothing ever happened. Until we didn't. Until 1 week became 2 weeks to we would only be doing anything on occasion. It ended up becoming monotonous and we lost the motivation. And I think that's because of those views. Because we weren't seeing results. It's truly heartbreaking, honestly. So as a naive young boy of about 3 months ago, I replicated it. I replicated the worst video because it got more views. And my reasoning behind this was because if YouTube pushed it out more, it must be better for the audience, regardless of my judgment. Hence, comparison is the thief of joy. My work was showing little to no results, and it was demoralizing. It's like working a full shift at work, only for your boss to take away money from you. But that's the thing. It isn't. It's practice. It's a rep. One of many that will eventually lead to a better final product. My first video did well, and I think that was a problem. I mean, even looking at this number right here is killing my motivation, and along with it, my channel. Why should I be worried about the views when I can just focus on my controllables? This is something that being a Division I athlete has taught me. you can only ever control what can be controlled. So there's no point in worrying about things that you have no power over. Now, it's one thing to say it and another to actually do it. And I understand that, which is why I'm making this video right now, sitting in front of you. This is my accountability. This is my new notepad. I'll come back to this video whenever I'm feeling like I am defeated, like I don't know what I can do and I'm at a wall. This brings me to my next point. Consistency. It doesn't get much more simple than that. Every single YouTube video that I've watched that has appeared on my page, so obviously it worked somewhat, has said that consistency is the most important thing for growth. And they don't just mean posting, they mean improving on every single post, whether it's one little thing at a time. And to be honest, it makes sense. I mean, if you throw enough darts at the board, one of them is bound to hit. Sure, getting a viral video after a long time is good. But we just talked about how views don't matter yet. Progress in your product does. Consistency means improvement, whether it's thumbnails, editing, title creation, actual general video presence. All of those things matter and can be improved.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the closing of today's open mic night, we have a very special guest for our last act. His name is Matthew. Ladies and gentlemen, please give him your round of applause.
And I honestly wish this was a famous quote I heard when I was little, because it would change my life. And the quote goes like this: "A man who has never looked back will never know how far he has come." In other words, how can you improve if you never know what you've done right or wrong? Other than that, though, I do have actual YouTube advice for you. This advice was given to me by a larger YouTuber that I had actually watched all the time, and so I was inspired and reached out. The advice is this: packaging over product. On YouTube, you're competing for a spot. There are only a selective amount of slots that YouTube can spit out to a user at one time. I'm not saying your product isn't important, because it is. It's what you made, it's yours. But you are competing against every other video in existence to reach your audience. Therefore, no matter how good your content is, it will not matter if your thumbnail and your packaging is poor. It has to be the most fish hook, carrot on a stick, waiting for the viewer. And that's why it's called clickbait, because you're setting the bait so someone will click your video. I think clickbait has gotten a bad rep recently, just because it's been coined as, a lie or over-exaggeration to get someone to click on a video when something doesn't actually happen. But I think clickbait itself is just the art of getting someone to watch your video. And that's not the only thing that matters. Once they get into your video, there are a couple things that the algorithm looks for. So, another piece of advice has to do with audience retention. YouTube analyzes how long people stay watching your video and who clicks off. See, your audience is categorized into multiple groups: your main audience and your secondary audience, and all of these other audiences that you may potentially have your video shown to. But YouTube has a system, like everything else. YouTube's system, they spit it out to your main audience. And once they spit it out to your main audience, they analyze. It's an algorithm after all. They analyze how long they're staying on your video. If it's more than 30 seconds, let's push it out to the next audience. I should mention these audiences. The primary audience is your standard viewers that come back, your subscribers, some people that have watched your content maybe a few times, but mostly viewers that are already established, and they test it with those viewers first. If the video does well, then if the video does well, then it will be pushed to a secondary audience. Those who haven't watched your videos but watch related content. You know, using your metadata like tags and title and subtitles. I'm telling you, YouTube uses every ounce of information you give it. Every ounce. Whether it's a caption or a segment title, it uses literally everything it can to push your video out to whoever it feels suited is the best. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that creation is not dependent on those who view it. It's dependent on your own work. And a part of improving is focusing on what you've done right and wrong in the past, looking back. Which is why I think if you're determined enough, any single person in the world can be successful on YouTube. To be honest, I'm not worried if the views come or not. After all, Van Gogh wasn't even popular until he was dead. So, if you're ever stuck against a brick wall like me, just remember, a man who has never looked back can never truly understand how far he's come.